Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. Today's video is by popular demand. I am making a video to explain to you why I'm still vegan after well over 3 years now. I am still vegan and I intend to be vegan as long as I live, and hopefully if you stick with me through this video you'll understand my thinking for that, and you'll understand why I would say with confidence that I feel like I will be vegan for the rest of my life. Let's just jump right into it. So what does veganism mean to me? Veganism is not a diet, it is a philosophy, a way of life. And if you don't understand this, I've talked about it many times before, veganism is not a diet. There is no such thing as a vegan diet. There are 1,000,001, literally an infinite number of vegan diets. You can have just an infinite variety to what is a vegan diet. Some are obviously healthier than others, and some may work better for certain people and some others might not. And there is no kind of thing that there's no real rhyme or reason of why I focus a lot on diet aspects. It's just as simple as I think it's one of the most effective ways I can encourage people to make positive change in the world, because we eat every day. If I always advocated for only just other things that veganism deals with, like clothing or entertainment or other forms of animal exploitation, I think the total change that I would affect in people is probably lower, because those things don't happen every time. You don't always go out and buy leather shoes every single day, but you do eat every single day. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Why do I say it's not a diet? Again, because it's a philosophy, it's a way of thinking. Veganism is basically a way that we try to avoid the exploitation of animals and just let them be animals and do their thing, and we try to live our lives to the best that we can without encroaching and harming and causing unnecessary suffering to any sentient being around us, whether that be people or animals. And I believe that a whole food plant-based diet goes a long way towards doing that. But again, there are other aspects of veganism. So there are things like clothing, or I don't go to zoos, I don't bring my kids to the zoo, I don't bring my kids to circuses with animals, etc., things like that. So it's not just about the food. And there's a lot of videos going around nowadays. It seems to be kind of popular, where there's all these people who are saying why I'm not vegan anymore. That's why I'm making this video. That's why a lot of other people have made this. So I think Freely kind of was encouraging a lot of people to do this, but a lot of people have been doing it, and I was asked to do it, and I was kind of thinking of doing it anyway. Really, if you understand the difference between veganism and just a particular vegan diet, whether it be a whole foods plant-based diet or even just a junk food vegan diet, you will really kind of understand that in so much as somebody decides that they don't want to exploit animals, it really goes well beyond just any kind of dietary preference. A lot of times when you see these ex-vegan people, they're talking about dietary changes. They do all sorts of kind of different diets. They may or may not feel good at first, then they change stuff, then they may or may not feel better or worse, and then they change stuff again, and then before you know it, they're full-on carnivore. The thing is that they don't really understand is that it's the context of the way you look at the animals. You're not just looking to avoid the exploitation of animals as long as it's convenient to you and as long as you're feeling good and as long as it's like working for you. The idea is that just like if you were, on a deserted island, as they always like to kind of come at us, vegans with, if you were on a deserted island with your, favorite loved one, whether it be your spouse, significant other, etc., your brother, your sister, whoever, and, you had to kind of make do with like very limited things, and you weren't feeling that good and whatever, like the first thought in your mind wouldn't be, well, I'm going to just kill this person and eat them. And I know I'm going to get flack probably for people thinking like, oh, well, here he is going off to extreme things and killing people. No, I'm not talking about killing people. I'm just saying, just like that shouldn't be the first thing that crosses your mind. Once you kind of view animals in this way of, I don't want to exploit them and harm them, you do kind of look at it differently, as is, if you do not feel good, if there is some kind of problem, the first thought in your mind isn't to, okay, well, I'll just go back to eating animals and then everything will be fine again because I didn't have problems then. The other thing is that a lot of these people who are going back to animal products, what they are, you know, forgetting is that they often stopped eating animal products and stopped experiencing some kind of problem that they had while they were eating animal products. So I'm not saying that in all cases those cessation of those problems was caused by the avoidance of the animal products. It could be other things as well, of course, but what I'm saying is that there is no perfect thing, and just by going back to some prior state doesn't guarantee that you're going to fix everything that is wrong with you currently. So yeah, why am I still vegan? I'm still vegan because I still care about animals. I still care about the ethical philosophy that I hold dear, that I don't want to harm sentient beings unnecessarily, and I try my best to limit my harm to them, including, like I said, all people and animals. I try to limit my harm as much as possible and practicable. And if I've done a video about this before, you guys can go check it out, where I actually investigated the question of what would it take for me to not be vegan. Go watch it. I did this a number of weeks back. I'll link it at the end if you haven't seen it. And what if I had health problems? What if something started deteriorating in my health? Would that make me go back to eating animal products? The answer is obviously no. I would work my darndest to try to figure out what the heck's wrong with me, and I wouldn't assume that it's because of some missing animal, special ingredient that I'm not getting. I've been eating a whole food plant-based diet predominantly, with some, obvious, unhealthier vegan junk food kind of things and processed sugar and stuff like that every once in a while, but more for treats, just like I did before in my omnivorous days. It's not something that I never ate before, and I feel amazing. I feel great. So currently, why would I change? That's number one. But even if something were to change and I wouldn't be feeling good, and if I did develop problems, I would still want to work within the context of a vegan diet, whatever that might be. Maybe I would have to change something of what I'm eating or the amounts that I'm eating, or, get myself tested. I would go see a professional. I would get a blood test. I would do, everything I could to still maintain the philosophical, context of veganism, and try to solve my problems without causing harm to some other sentient being unnecessarily. So, that's what it comes down to, is that, yeah, we really need to think of this in a way that it's a philosophy, it's not a diet. If it is just a diet, then you don't really understand how far, the concept goes. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you can at least understand that there are other aspects of veganism that I don't often talk about, but I do talk about them occasionally, especially in my live streams on the on the news kind of things that I do. But yeah, it's not just the diet. I mean, if you had some kind of problem eating a certain way, look to eat something else. There's I don't know how many hundreds or whatever, maybe thousands of different, easily available plant foods that we can eat, and try something else. I mean, go seek help. Don't try to solve it by yourself, and don't try to follow just some trend that's online where you have one person after another going to a carnivore diet because they have some kind of problem that they're blaming on veganism. You can't blame your health problems on veganism. You can't blame anything on veganism. Veganism is simply a philosophy that tries to limit your harm to other sentient beings. That's it. So anything you want to blame on that, you're just completely wrong. That's like blaming your problems on any other kind of philosophy, like a no harm philosophy, or the golden rule, or whatever. It's like, I'm sick, I blame the golden rule. It's like, you would be laughed at. People would just look at you and be like, what the heck is this person going on about? It's like, I don't know. It's as simple as that. If you blame your health problems on the particular vegan diet, which may have been vegan, that you followed, okay, fine. Get out there and start saying, don't drink, a smoothie every day and expect to be healthy. Okay, fine, great. Eat something else. But don't say that veganism failed you. Veganism can't fail you. It's a simple philosophy. You failed yourself, and your poor eating habits failed you, and you need to go and get professional help and reevaluate the things that you're doing for your health. And I absolutely applaud anyone who's trying to be in better health, and I absolutely have lots of sympathy for anybody who is suffering from any kind of health problem. And this is in no way a slight against any of the people who have been in these ex-vegan videos. I've talked about this in live streams before. I feel nothing but sympathy for these people. I really do feel bad that they are suffering. But the problem is that in every single case that I have seen so far, without fail, they are all people who are literally going from one extreme diet to another. They do not seek professional help. And then they basically make some kind of like, I'm going to start eating eggs or fish or chicken or whatever it is. And they go back to like a omnivorous diet, temporarily, fixing their problem. And then they blame veganism, which is, again, like I said, an impossible thing to do. You should be blaming the particular diet and situation that got you into trouble. That's my, take on it. Really quick, I just want to do a quick shout out to, a few people that I have seen do pretty good response video type, kind of things, but also in a friendly and good manner and not slamming people. I want to say, Simnet Nutrition had a good one like a couple weeks back. Maybe I'll try to get the link to a few of these and put them in that I think were really good. And, he basically said, like, look, man, you don't see people that are like failing the whole food, plant-based, variety type diets. It's the people who are following like these extreme, like, one after the other, sorry about that, kind of diets where they're just like going from one extreme to another. Those are the people who are failing. Plant-based athlete, awesome video. Check out his video. Same kind of message. Eat the regular variety, whole food, plant-based, man. You can't go wrong. It's like, and if you do, so I shouldn't say you can go wrong. If you do, find out what's wrong and make adjustments as needed, and you're going to be okay. I just saw a really great video today. Dr. Garth Davis put it out. Dr. Garth Davis is awesome. If anybody isn't familiar, go check out his stuff, subscribe to his channel. And his video is fantastic. Cuts to the point, like, just so succinctly. Go check it out. So anyway, I hope this is good for you guys. And if anybody wants to see specific kind of videos and you want to ask me to cover some kind of topic that I didn't cover myself or what have you, feel free to consider supporting me on Patreon. I do have one of the perks that you can actually choose a topic and I will make a video and thank you. And I want to take this moment as well to thank my so far lone patron supporter. So thank you. And yeah, basically, just plug myself there a little bit shamelessly. If you can, I definitely appreciate the support. And if not, no worries. Just leave a comment, and I might be able to do a video for you anyway. But it would help me out. So thanks. And yeah, if you guys, want to do your own kind of video, like I know a lot of people who do watch are vegan, and if you are and you can make a video to explain why you're still vegan, I think it would be really great. There's a lot of just, I think, bad information out there now. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that we should be trying to counter as vegan advocates. It's really unfortunate because I've talked about this before too, with like politics and things like the environment, climate change, health, aspects. When you get equal representation in the news and the mainstream media of diverging viewpoints, you kind of sometimes lose the sense of kind of how many people are on which side of an argument. So I've said this before too about like climate change. You have like let's say 10,000 scientists that say this, and like it is important that mankind do something or we're going to be in trouble. But then you have 10 people who are like outspoken critics of it, and if you bring them onto a news cast and you only have one from this side and one from this side, the person who's uninformed and just sitting at home viewing, they might think that these should be given equal weighting and equal merit, and they listen to both, and then they throw their hands up and say, well, who knows? You got all these experts, but nobody knows. That's what they do with health. That's what they do with the environment. That's what they do with like politics and warmongering and all these kind of other problems in the world. So if you go onto YouTube and you see you know, one person, I'm, you know, an ex-vegan and why I'm still a vegan, if all you get is like 1 and 1, it's going to be hard for some people who are on the fence to be like, well, you know, what's the truth out there? I would encourage you, go look at the number of people who are vegan. Go look at the number, it's rising steadily. Go look at the number of people who have been vegan long term. That is rising steadily. It's nowhere near as scary as these people are trying to make it out to be. I challenge you, bring me one to look at. I've watched many ex-vegan videos. If you want me to critique a specific one, let me know. But in every single one that I've seen so far, without fail, I'm not trying to be sensational, they are all following some type of extreme eating. It's like an eating disorder problem, and then they're blaming a philosophy which is simply trying to exclude as much harm as possible to other sentient beings. Makes no sense. So that's it. I encourage people, you know, it's like you can go out and try this yourself. Don't do 5 smoothies a day, whatever the heck, you know, fad diet. I'm not encouraging that at all. What I am encouraging you is get informed by people like Dr. Garth Davis, the Esselsteins, the you know, Dr. Gregors, the McDougall. McDougall is like one of my favorite you know, plant-based doctors. Go check out Dr. McDougall. If you just listen to that guy, you're not going to go wrong. I mean, I have yet to see anybody come back and complain that they had bad health problems from following a McDougall type diet. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Try it out yourself. You're going to see, you're going to feel great. You're not going to miss anything. Take a vitamin B12 supplement. It's that simple. You have problems? Go get yourself checked out. Find out what's actually wrong. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't go back to eating animal products. Why should some other living sentient being suffer because you can't be bothered to find out what is wrong with your diet? It's that simple. That's why I'm vegan. I'm sticking to it. Hope to make another one of these in another 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years from now, and I'll still tell you the same thing. I'm still vegan. I'm going to be vegan. And shout out to Laura, who is one of my regular viewers and supporters. I loved your comment. You've probably seen her comments on just about any vegan video online. Falafel Zabab's Vegan Den of Iniquity. I think that's her actual full username, if I got it right. And she had a quote that said when she's going to be dead, she'll have still vegan written on her headstone. So I love that. So I'm still vegan. Hope you guys are too. And if you're not, that's cool too. But please consider some of the stuff that I've given you to think about here. And yeah, let me know if you need help, if you have any questions about like any concerns or any particular kind of things that you're worried about. And I will gladly talk about that as well. I've talked about some nutritional deficiency kind of scares as well before. Maybe I'll link that as well. I'll put a whole bunch of links and stuff in the comments at the end. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. Talk to you soon. Bye.